Christina Wolfe Shalini,
Hi.
how are you?
Hello, hi
Very
Tony.
well, thanks. How are you?
Oh, good. I practiced for about an hour your name, by the way, Shalini. And am I getting it right? Am I close?
Shalini, yeah, you got it right. Thank
Oh,
you. I appreciate that. I really
now I have
appreciate
to
that.
go and come back in again. Uh,
No, not
First of all, again, congratulations on the arc. What an amazing science fiction show this is. I mean, it's human. It talks about our condition today in life, and really just has a beautiful message for us.
yeah.
Well,
Thank
thanks
you.
for saying
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I'll start with Christina. Talk to me about Kat and her position on the arc.
So Kat, when you first meet her, she almost feels like she's incongruous. Like she doesn't necessarily feel like she would have been chosen to be there, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
And she ends up taking on a role that becomes quite important. Um, Without giving away too much, she also has another agenda that she's like behind the scenes she's pushing. And I think of all the characters, I mean, maybe it's just because it's character, but I feel she has the biggest kind of journey of change. So the person that you meet at the end is so different from the person at the beginning.
Shalini, in playing a doctor, is it tough for an actor to learn all of the medical dialogue? I mean, it's got to be a bit difficult for your tongue.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of was definitely had my work cut out for me from right from the beginning in terms of having to look like I've just been doing this all along. Like this is just, all in a day's work. Um, but it was great. It was a challenge that I relished, and it was also kind of by doing it I got to know her better as well. um but it was definitely, yeah, you definitely don't want to, I'm sure um there would be doctors tuning in and watching this and being like, she doesn't know what she's doing, so I definitely wanted to
No.
do it. Yeah.
Christina, the sets, are a character in this as well. I mean, the practicality of these sets has got to be amazing when you step onto a stage like this.
Unbelievable. I was really gobsmacked when I first saw it. I remember Dean taking me around to all the different the different stages, the different sets, and nothing could have prepared me for it. I was like, this is incredible. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
And Jolene, in what you do, I mean, you're playing a healer, you're playing somebody that is, um, you know, giving themselves to the characters. That give and take is important as an actor, I would imagine, with each character that you deal with.
100%, yeah. And I think she is very much a people person. And it's interesting because you kind of get a sense for her relationships very quickly. And she's also quite no nonsense, so you know exactly what you see is what you get. So you know exactly where she's at and how she's feeling. Um, but yeah, I think she's very much kind of, I think the big dynamic for her is she probably gives more than she receives. And that's just the person that she is. But yeah, it's very interesting to see kind of how that develops as you follow the characters along.
In giving more than she receives, does that make her slightly empty?
I think exhausted, probably. I think it's quite a natural part of being such a strong empath is to kind of where your focus and your priority is the other person and how they're feeling and how they're doing. And sometimes you forget yourself in that. But I mean that's then becomes like a very strong kind of feature of her journey, which we follow that, and and that is also very compelling.
Christina, as an actor, does costuming help in forming your character?
Oh, 100%. I always feel like that's one of the strongest entryways in is to literally step into their shoes. And it at least for me, it changes the way I walk. And for example, wearing the wig, that was another element that changed the way it felt to be her. I get very excited by costume.
What do you think audiences are going to take away from the arc?
I think they're going to be, I think it's kind of impossible not to invest in the characters. I think the kind of relationships between the characters is just very compelling and very real. And I think it's a very kind of, it feels like this is a big story that happens all the way out there, but actually I think it's closer to home than we think. That just that sense of kind of being a part of something and kind of having your journey being connected to a collective, how that dynamic works, and that kind of, you know, we can never really do this alone, that the extent to which we need each other, I think that's very, very real. And I think you'll feel that straight away.
I think so too. I think there's going to be a huge hit, and you know, it has a Battlestar Galactica feel for me, and just a wonderful science fiction series. So congratulations again on the arc, and I gotta go because I don't want to embarrass myself anymore. So
It was lovely to meet you.
So nice
lovely to
talk
meet you both, and again, congratulations.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Thank you.